Pitman Matt Mark on the varsity here with Ardrey Kell head coach Kyle Brey. Coach, talk to me about your offseason. How's it going this year?
It's going great. Guys have done a great job buying in. I think when I got here last year, it was so late in the process that we really missed out on a true offseason. It's been a lot of fun to be able to get to know these guys even better. That senior class, I felt like I barely got to know them, and all of a sudden they were gone. I wish I had more time, but this group's been really incredible. The weight room, the culture in there has been completely different. And being around this group of kids, they're hungry because we played a lot of really good football teams last year, and we took a beating at times, and we gave a beating at times, but I think they remember what that feels like to be in the locker room and be disappointed, and that's fueled a lot of our off season this year.
All right, man, excellent. Talk to me about the team goals for the Knights this year.
The big thing we got to play the next play. We can't think too big picture with what we do. Last year, playing the #1 schedule in North Carolina, there was never an opportunity to look past an opponent because everyone we played was really good. We repeat that schedule again this year. We will play great football teams, especially in the first 5 weeks. Our non-conference schedule is very difficult, but this is a young group that is excited for their opportunity to compete. And if we can just find a way to play the next play, that's really who we need to be week in and week out this year.
Okay, excellent. Some players we can look out for this year.
Yeah, we've got a good group of older leaders for us. Gabe Judy is one of the guys that's been talked about a lot. I know he has a lot going on in recruiting. He's got over 20 offers. High academic kid, and is a voice on the field and in the locker room and in the weight room for us. And does everything the right way, not just in the community on the football field, but academically, he's a superstar for us in the building, and somebody that our coaching staff's very, very proud of. And then De Llosa, our left tackle, Luca De Llosa is somebody who I think a lot of schools are going to really start to look at for us. He's a 6'5", 265-pound kid with great feet and hands, and he's really come into his own. Had to play 3 different positions on the O-line last year because of injuries, so he was guard, tackle. I never got to really settle in, but that wasn't his fault. That's because he was the smartest offensive lineman we had, and Coach Brey needed him to move around and kind of fix things for us, and he did that all year. His senior year is going to be really big for him. And then Cedric Gray, our wide receiver, our 2020 wideout, who's going to play a little bit of defense as well, is somebody that I think sets the tone for us day in and day out with how he works. He has everybody on the team that watches him day in and day out, and they've started to realize that all his hard work is really paying off for him.
Okay, excellent. Offense and defense philosophies. I know you had a little bit of a mix going on last year. Can we expect the same thing?
Yeah, we're always going to try to play to what we can do best, especially when it comes to offense. We're going to try to find a way to get the football to our most talented kids. You can call it whatever offense you want, because however I can get the ball to our best players and gives us the best chance to win, that's the offense that Ardrey Kell wants to run. That's the offense that Coach Brey wants to run. And it's the same thing on defense. And that's really on us as coaches. I think that's the big thing, is we're not stuck in our ways. If the team changes, we need to change. And it all comes down to finding what works best for AK.
Okay, excellent. My last question, for those that don't know you that well, talk to me a little bit about yourself and your background.
Yeah. I was a college coach previous to AKA. Ardrey Kell is my first high school job. I bounced around quite a bit in college. I played at the University of Buffalo under Turner Gill, and then I GA'd for him at the University of Kansas. And then when he was let go, I was only 8 months into the job, and I got fired for my first time. So I already got to know what that felt like at a very young age. And then I got to come back with Charlie Weiss and be a graduate assistant for him, and be able to learn from somebody that I would consider one of the smarter football minds in the history of the game, with what he did with the New England Patriots. And then from there I went to the University of Nebraska with Coach Pelini. I was an offensive graduate assistant for Tim Beck, who's now the current offensive coordinator at the University of Texas. Who also is a former high school coach. So I've leaned on him for information at times, and he's been great to be able to reach out to. And then when we got fired at Nebraska, I went with Bo to Youngstown State as tight ends and special teams.
Okay.
Did a year with him, and then I went to Ohio State with Coach Meyer. And then I ended up here at Ardrey Kell High School, and it's a beautiful community. Me and my wife just bought a house. We had our son last year during the bye week, which made for an interesting, we played 11 games in a row, and then week 12 we had a baby, and then we played a playoff game. So hopefully this year it's a little slower, but it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the time with my family, and the people in the building at Ardrey Kell is what's made it so special for me here.
Oh, that's awesome, Coach, man. We appreciate the time. We look for more big things from you guys this year.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming out.